little triangle is, that's now going to be our high spot. That's not
Yep.
the PVI, that's the actual edge of the pavement.
Oh, yeah, and you can see the PVI is just to the left, about 6 feet. You see that little
Alright.
bend in the yellow lines?
That's fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
So this thing then moves along and we are still, we gotta do like 8/10 worth of fill, half a foot worth of fill. And then we're coming, right, oh. And then we're coming to here. And then this point where we should be opposite
Yeah. You
our
gotta,
control point,
yeah, you gotta cut down a little bit.
we gotta cut down from there
Yeah,
we gotta cut down from there 1.2 feet,
correct.
right? And then we're gonna come down to here and we're like level again at grade.
Yeah, I mean, it's got, you can see it's on a.
I mean, here
the
we
one-
have to fill 8/10 of a foot,
Yep,
fill. We're balls level here, balls level. All right.
okay,
So here we got to fill. Right, then we're going to come over to here. Here we're going to fill this again, which is fine. Now we're going to come opposite. And this slope right here, this is 7.5% slope of the proposed
Well,
pavement.
well, it's right in this part of it where we're coming up to meet where our road started, we're at 3%. And then when we hit there, we go up to 7.5%. But you
So
can see it's
this
yeah.
value up here that's changing back and forth,
Yeah,
that's the actual proposed road.
yeah,
All right. So this end is fixed. From here over is 3%. This is now 7.5.
yeah. So now, and if you
So this
wanted
goes
to-
up now. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to. Let me see where we are. Where's our tie point is like right in
Right there is, yeah.
there. I can't see where my crosshair is. It's right in there. At 150. Okay, so like it right in there. That's that little curve, so it's actually back
All right.
right there. All right, so there's our control point. There's our tie point right there. Okay.
There is the tie point.
And
Okay.
you see it's got a little bit of a kink in it. Now you can straighten that out by
Right, I
putting a
mean,
vertical curve. there.
So we are here. This is a 3% slope going up. And then this thing jumps to a 7% slope going up.
Yeah.
Could I do this quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're sitting here. This is a 10th, this is a 10th. And because we want to do this over here, we're going to raise this a foot. Right? We're just going to subtly bring this up.
Yep.
This over here is coming down. Fine. Whatever is down here, we can just bring up to here. And this is not so ridiculous. Could we, while maintaining this fixed point, could we put some kind of like a little vertical curve in there, like just to kind of smoothen out the tops of the curbing? But is there some way to like lock this point in place?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a PVI right now. So like to see this point, where am I? This point right there, you see the green X in the profile view, and I've got my crosshairs on it. That point's
Right.
locked. That's a PVI. That's where we started.
Okay.
121.
So if
That's
we
where we
wanted
started the
to,
road.
so in between the 3% slope that's coming up and then exiting at the 7.5 slope going
Yeah.
up,
If you want to put that, if you want to smooth that out, we can do that. But when you put, see, that's a curve that's going to look like this.
Yeah,
And so when you do that, it's going to raise the pavement up a little bit. Now, when you raise that pavement up,
well,
this is pitching back.
that's my question. How do we do that without raising that pavement up? Is there some routine?
Yeah, well, the way to do that, to hold that point fixed and to get these blended grades, you've got to have a vertical curve in there. And to get that vertical curve to pass through that point, you've got to get,
Do you need like criteria to tell it to do that?
yeah. I mean, there's equations that you can solve to set that in. Let me go to right there. So there's that point.
Right, I mean,
Right
right?
there.
We got
Okay,
the slopes coming in, we got the slopes going out. All we want to do now is hold that elevation point with a vertical curve.
right, and so that point on the ground, 121.0541, 121. 541. So on the ground, or the paved elevation is 613.55. That's the point we want to hold.
Right,
What we have to do is we can come up here and adjust this
adjust what?
this right here. We're gonna see right now with, that's what the elevation is for the PVI.
There is
But-
no PVI there, that's,
Yeah, there
that's,
is. Yeah, there is. Right there, 121. There's a PVI. It's a zero length vertical curve. See it?
oh,
That, so it goes grade to grade.
oh, I get you, I get you, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So at that station down here, it has a pavement elevation of 613.55 because there's no vertical curve. So 613.55 is their hold point,
613.55, that
right?
we want to hold.
Right.
Okay.
So if we do come in here and put in a little transition curve
Right,
of, let's say 20 feet, see if that'll fit. No, you see, it only takes.
oh, that's even too big.
Yeah, so that's its maximum side, but that's because we put this one in so that we could get that point up here down. Now, if we took that one out, of course, that's going to affect that, but
No, I'm just kind of curious. So,
yeah, so if we, let me see, if we take, let's take this one out for a second. We'll not save this, but I want to see what it looks like. So if we take this one out and then put in that 20-foot curve here, oh, it's still.
no, that's fine, that's fine. So this thing now,
Oh, I know why. It's because back there's the previous PVI. See, it's not. See, we had to set those things out.
no, that's fine, that's fine. All
Yeah.
right, so if you just allow me for 1 second again, Ken.
Yeah, I just had to reset it back. Let me make sure I've got the curve back in there. So
All right,
121. There's that 6.5 footer. But we can fix now, if we put that back to zero like we had it. All right, now we're back to where we started.
dude, I gotta tell you, you're lucky you're not my neighbor because I'd be over your house every day. How do you do this? How do you do that? All right,
Yeah, no problem.
so here we have the building, here we have the, and now all of a sudden, lo and behold, we're gonna come to our fixed point, which is here, this angle point.
Yeah,
And this slope right here. Oh, this slope is 1%. 1%. Oh, and then that's where it jumps. I see.
yeah, because see, it goes. If
It's
you,
1%, 1%. And then it comes to some point where it's no longer 1%.
yeah, so it's like, it goes from like 1 to 3.
So this is like 1 to 3. Could we, is this possible? Oh, and this is, oh, that's that high spot.
Yeah, now, see what I'm talking, if you look at these, if I, you see what's the marker up here? You see that marker there? And
Yeah.
that's backing up. That's because that profile was made from a 3D profile or from a 3D polyline.
I got you. I got you.
So it read all the vertices in there. So if we take out all of those points along this, where we got basically the same slope. Let's go up here to the top. See, there's my start point.
Right. So you could,
I could take, well, I want to keep that point. That's up there at the house. and
right,
then-
that, you need that. Yeah,
Yeah, and there is down at the,
right.
down
So,
at the grate. Now, the
Yeah.
next point the only next point that I need for the next vertical curve is this point over here in that corner, in this
Right.
corner here. So we need to sort of find out where that is.
so
by-
you have all of those slopes at 0.97%. You could literally
Yeah,
get rid of those.
right. That's what I'm working toward, but I want to get to exactly to the point that we are
Right.
setting.
So let's,
So-
so let's do that.
So that's all right. So if I go to that point, that's too far up. I'm gonna watch over here. I'm gonna be right in there at 78, 73 or so.
So this is basically from station, what, 3?
Well,
It's
from
basically, so you're gonna hold station 4 and we're going to delete.
we're gonna
right?
delete all of those little intermediate points in
All right,
there,
let's
all of
do
the
that.
same
Okay.
grade. Okay,
right. Yep.
so let me save this and exit this, and I'm gonna station that center line. And that was our left driveway. All right, so there's now my station. So I know I've got this, so I've got 0. And I've got, whatever that little, whatever that point is there, it's the second point I'll be able to do it. I'll find it in there. So I got, say, 0 to 48, capturing that little point there. And then right here, 7854.
All
So
right.
all of those ones between 48 and 7854 can come out,
Okay.
and then they can all come out until we get to,
So then this transition between this 7.5 and
Yeah.
and this over here is 1%.
yeah, or at some point it starts to come up at 3. I think it's 1% from this corner back to the grate, and then this comes up at like 3. All right,
3%.
yeah, so now,
Yeah, I mean, if we could like smoothen out that transition between the 7.5 and that 3. I don't know how to,
1 plus 2105, that's where we started with that one. And then you
Right.
see we don't have, then we've got, this point here. The rest of that would be there. So if we go to our profiles,
right.
design a road profile, get our road or parking to road edge, and we're gonna say that one we keep, that one we keep, that one we keep, this one all the way down to 7854. All right, so that one is there.
Right.
And from there to
Or
120.
you could like delete, I mean, from like 4 until the last one.
Well, I can go from that one right there down to this 121,054, which if I can get this mouse going in the right direction, to right there.
Yeah.
That's our control point.
Okay.
But now what is? what is this little point right there is,
Well, that's probably that transition between the 3 and the 7.
that's the 3 and the 1 right in there. See, we're coming up here at 1 and then we get on the 3.
So maybe
Down
we
there,
could put like a vertical curve in
three.
between the 1
The
and the
one,
7.5.
yeah, so this one right here is like right there in that curb. All right, and so that is at 94, 96. So 94, so 95. That's going to be the one we hold. So 95. All right, so good. We're going to go from, we'll keep that, where is it? All right, there is our great. And then this one is that corner. And this, see that, so 4 we need to keep. So we're going to start to here, which was 79, 86, 79, 86, 67. And then we're going to take that up to our next bend point, which was at 95-ish. Right there, or let me find out exactly where that is. So 94.2661. So that's that one. And then we should be up to that 121. So right there. So that one. All right. So starting back here with number 5, we can get rid of this one. And take that all the way up to 94.2661. That we need to keep. So I'm gonna, I thought I could highlight these together. Let's see. 78.54. Yeah, I guess I got to remove them individually.
All right, all right. Right.
And I'm looking for 94.2661 to keep. All right, so that we keep.
So that right there, that slope,
Yeah,
maybe we got to get rid of that other.
here I'm taking out these little bitty kinks in here.
Oh,
and
man.
go up to 121. That one I'm going to keep. All right, so now I go from here.
And that's all clean now. That's one clean line.
Yeah, now this one right there, even though it's on that same slope, it happens to be that corner point. So I want to make sure I
Oh,
hold.
no, yeah, you cannot lose that.
Yeah, and so now I got that one. So we're, see, that's a 0.973 to a 0.972. So it's basically there, but I want to keep it because it's a corner point. All right, so now.
So now, is this possible
At this
to
point
hold
right
the,
here,
what?
yeah, at this point right here where we come off our parking lot and we start going onto our road. See, now we're
Right.
at 6.6.
Yep.
Here, 3. So I'm going to put a vertical curve right in there.
So is it possible then, Ken, to, if you don't mind me doing this real quick, is it possible to take this slope out, this little intermediary leg, and generate a vertical curve from here to this 7.5%,
Yeah,
maintaining the integrity of that elevation?
we can do that with the exception of that point right there. which is partway around that curve. See, that's a little bit lower. And that,
All right,
if we take that one out,
that's the corner
and-
of
and-
our driveway. That's the
well,
corner of
it's
the
not the
parking area.
corner. It's not the corner. This right, well, there's
That's
the
the corner.
corner's right there.
All right,
Okay,
so, and
So
what
now-
station is that?
78.54.
78.54. So couldn't we put some kind of a vertical curve,
We could go for between that point.
taking that 2.98 segment out of there and generating a vertical curve in between the 1.53 or rather the 0.97 and that 6.5.
Yeah, see, right now, that's in the corner. And I come up to here, basically at the same slope.
Right,
Now, at that point, it goes up to that point, which we have to hold.
yeah, that we want to hold.
So what you want to do is we want to try to smooth this little dip out right in here, which we could do. But when we smooth that out, it's going to raise it a little bit. Now that is it
That's
going to
fine.
raise it
That's,
enough?
oh, it's gonna raise it a little bit. Okay,
Is it going to raise it enough to pitch to the house? I don't know.
right,
You
right.
know, we can try it and see. Now let's take this one out. And let's fit a curve right in here, and it's gonna be about, let's see, what's that station? Is 94 to 120, so that's 6 and 20, 25. So if we put a 20-foot vertical curve right there. So that smoothed it out a little bit, didn't raise it appreciably.
No, what I'm saying
Right.
is we
Yeah, I know,
take,
we're gonna put one in here too.
no, not even one. We just take this one slope, this one,
All right, so if we go
that,
here,
that whole
this one
slope
out.
right out of there.
so
Yeah,
now we need to put a point in here, but we have to hold that point.
we have to hold that elevation. Yeah. Can we now introduce
All right, but now here's what's gonna happen.
what?
When we go from this slope to this slope,
Right,
there's my 6.6 and down here's my 171.
yeah.
Okay, so if I go from there to here and I put a vertical curve in, that's gonna raise that point up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is there a routine that we could like maintain the integrity of that point?
There's a trial and error. And so that's,
Oh, trial and error. Okay,
yeah, so
okay.
we're going to go to that point, which right now we are on that point, and there's the target elevation we want at the ground.
That's the target. Okay,
121.0541.
right.
So now it's at 613.55. That's what we're going to want. Okay, so if we put in a vertical curve, let's put in a nice little transition 25 footer. Let's maybe make it 30 feet. All right, so that's 30 feet, but now 121 is at 613.73.
How much? How much?
613.733. Look right down here where my,
Oh, 6 points. Oh,
so 733, and we want it to be 613.55. So what we have to do, if we pull this PI down, that's where we're going to do this target. We're going to lower that PI down by, what are we
And
looking
then-
at? 73, and we need to go down to 55. So let's take this down to say 3, 5 and see what they, so now we're at 613.553.
and then that slope
And
coming
that,
from that high spot is 6.85.
yeah,
Okay. And then how does our target point look?
up here at the high point.
No, at our point at station 7854.
Well, no, it was this one here,
Okay,
this one right there. Our
Oh,
target
so-
across from the wall.
so we can bring that up now. right?
But now, look at it down here on the bottom now, not,
Oh, there it is.
yeah,
Oh,
but right
well,
down here.
that's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got that to within 3,000, so I think that'll work.
Yeah,
All right,
right?
so let's save that.
And then we haven't corrupted that corner of that parking lot. That's still,
Let's see, right here, we're good.
and then, right.
And right
And where
here,
is that corner of that parking lot then?
well, the corner was right in.
Oh, so it's after the vertical curve.
Yeah, we took that out, but we can put that back in. We need to find out what elevation that needs to be, because I think that's coming up too fast. Because that's going to pitch it back to the house. So let's do this. I'm going to save this and exit. And so we need that. We need that in there somewhere. And let's find out what it needs to be. If we want to make sure we're not going to pitch to the house.
Right, right.
So we're going to do a 3D from here to there, which is still going downhill. So that may be okay.
Yeah, well, that point hasn't changed.
Yeah, we did. When we put the curve in, I took that one out and it let it raise a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So that's okay. So we can leave that there. Now let's see what that slope might be. Right here.
I mean, that should still be.
That's like a 1%. So it'll 1% down to there. And then this is at a, that drops at a 0.9%. So I think that'll work.
That's gonna work. All right.
All right. So now let's take a,
So we've maintained the integrity of that other point. Right.
yeah. So let's take a quick peek.
And then we've now shifted. And that high spot, that's all been revised there.
Yeah.
So half the water is going to go towards the road, the other half is going to go down into that parking area.
Yeah, that's the plan. So now we got the high spot. So now we need to clear all those out.
Hey, am I making you crazy, Ken, or what?
No.
Hey, dude, you got 8 grandchildren. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
My daughters years ago got me an apron that says, "You can't scare me. I've got 2 daughters."
there you go. Oh, no, but they're the same.
Yeah, 2 daughters and a son. So
I think they're the same until you raise them, and then you'll see the
that's
differences.
sure. Yeah. All right. So now we got this edge, and we need to.
So now we just need to kind of run across that high spot on the left side, right? That'll be balls parallel, level.
Yeah. So if we look at now, what we have to do here though, is because these are the 3D polylines that were from the old profile, we need to redraw them.
Fine, whatever
So,
you got to do.
in fact, that's why I may need to double check that.
Yeah. Double check. Oh my God. So, I mean, at the end of all of this, I should be able, right? Once we do this, then we're going to develop the tops of the curbing.
Yeah. And that
I should be able to import those tops of the curbing, that 3D polyline, into my data collector. And then basically there is a routine that says, stake out polyline, 2D, 3D.
Yep.
And I should be just willy-nillying all around here, putting points in where everybody starts saying, nah, I need a point.
Yep. Yeah, so let's get my boundary back on there and let's double check.
Yeah. Let's do that. Dude, I went out last night and I bought a ribeye steak by a pound,
That's my favorite steak.
I said to myself, I'm gonna have half of it tonight. Didn't cost me like $17, man. It's like $17 a pound.
Yeah.
No, so I said, you know what? I'll get some salad. I got some bread, and I'll put it on a barbecue. So I made half of it, and you know what? It was really more than enough. But I got to tell you what, not that I eat like many steaks, like the next morning you get up, you can really there is like a little difference,
Yeah.
because having eaten meat versus, wolfing down a piece of pizza.
Right. Yeah, let me. Yeah, see, that keeps resetting to, oops. All right, so that's good for that. And I needed to dress this up here. All right, I've got this at 1663, 1663. Ah. Let's put it down here and then put it back. That should be 1613. There we go. Okay, now. My surface back. Oops. Sorry, I missed a prompt in there. All right, get that, which is that.
I mean,
No.
that center island we have not fixed yet.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so now we got the file. That's good. Let's check our runoff. Whoops, run off.
Uh-oh, the runoff. Oh my God, the runoff, Kenny.
Yeah, I just gotta check it. So that's gonna
Looking
go.
good, man.
It's gonna
Look
go
at that.
there. It's all gonna go.
That's what we're talking about. Look at this kid.
All right, so
All right, so and then if we move further up,
yeah, now here you see this is higher.
that's only because we haven't set the island yet.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
But let's see this edge to this edge. This edge is higher than this edge right here.
No, that's fine. No. But once we set that island, that should be able to then redirect.
Yeah, if we set this a little higher, then that'll pull that up and it'll push it down.
Right. I mean, right there where your crosshairs are up a little bit, what, if we could get like, the low part or.
Yeah, so if we.
I mean, that would make sense, right? At that 1030 position of the island, like right here.
Yeah.
Right. If we make that lower than everything else,
it'll run to that point.
It should at least move in this direction and then cling on and drift over.
Yeah, but see, we've got See, right now, this is higher than this, and we.
That's
and
fine. No, that's
Good.
fine.
That's
You know,
understood. So, but we're gonna see when we shed this way, we're gonna, the shape of this pavement is gonna be, it's gotta be a little bit bowl shaped to get it from this. If this is lower than this, then this is gonna go down to a low spot, and then this is gotta come down to a low spot. So we're gonna have to have a little low. I know they're not gonna pave a swale in there, but we gotta make sure our water, if you want the water all on this curb and none on this over here, then we gotta make sure we pitch that way.
so what if, I mean, we got a high spot with a little bit of, with the vertical curve in there. This point is fixed. Maybe this section of the curbing has to go down a little? Is
Well,
that,
yeah,
would,
I mean,
would
it
that be
could.
in a, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
all
could,
done there, you know.
yeah, I mean, we could we could do that.
How
but then
much higher,
this
how
one,
much higher is that from, let's say, like the end of that wall, or from the end of this walkway,
up in
from
here,
like there over to, yeah. How much higher is that curbing on the left?
make sure I get the right line.
I mean, dude, it can't be that much higher with that fixed point with
There's
2.5.
the pavement. And let me take that, get that selected, okay. And then let's get this selected. All right, so right here it is 1558. And that's 1438, so that's gonna go well there. This is 1531, this is 1558, so it's still a little lower.
It's lower.
Then we're gonna get here and it's 1605.
Well, I mean, that's up the
So
hill.
yeah, and then this is 1613. So this is still lower here.
That's fine, Kenny. That's fine. That's perfect like that. We just gotta
So,
set the elevation. I
yeah,
mean,
so when this
once
goes
that
from,
water is moving,
Yeah.
we just have to lure the rest of it with that island.
so
So I mean, if we had that high spot and set that as level across on the left side,
yeah,
and then we'll massage the rest of it.
see if we see what we want to shed from the island to this left edge, the island has to be higher. But then it's got to go lower because you don't want to push it back on this edge.
Fine.
So when that goes lower, so there's going to be a bit of a kink in there. So that's all right. We'll just have to do what we do.
Right, right.
So
So if we come across with that left edge, left to right, or right to left.
all right. So now we come across, well, let's find where.
Yeah, let's find that high spot.
See, 1618, 1618, 1618, 1613, 1805, so we're back. 1801, 1805, so right there's the high spot.
Perfect.
2 DP.
Yeah, they're gonna call me the grading wizard.
All right, so there's your high spot on that one.
Right.
And in here is where that one was.
I think that's the high spot there, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
right here.
Yep, yep.
So this one, we don't really necessarily care.
No.
Other than we want to make sure that one's higher to
Right.
pitch this way. All right,
Oh,
so,
all right, so then we have to set that.
all right, so we set this, we're gonna do 2D to 3D, oops, by screen entities. And then we're gonna set them on those polylines. Now, we're gonna set the cross slopes of them. So if we set this one goes, right now it's flat. So
Yep.
how much you want to pitch it?
No, it's flat, it's fine.
Oh, flat's fine. Okay, so.
Yeah, because it's the high ridge,
Yeah, all right.
right? And then that guy right there, that should be flat, everything in front, everything in back, perfect.
Whoa, we got something goofy here.
Oh. Oh, you have them both on the same point, right?
Yeah, where is 0.2? Oh, it's right on top of it, so I can.
It's a right on top, yeah.
All right, so 1 to 2. And that's flat, that's good. And then we look at that one and it's
Oh,
also,
and there as well, one's on top of the other.
yeah. And let's uncheck that, make it flat. All right, so now it's flat.
So that one right there with the number 1, I mean, that island should be like 2 inches higher, is that right?
Well, the island, right now, we haven't set the island yet.
No, but I see you have it up on the screen. Point number 1
Oh, point number 1 is right here.
is that, and we want the island to be just
Point
like
number 2 is there.
2 inches higher. Or 1.5% or whatever the case may be, up, right?
All right,
Is that what you
so
said?
17.9, you want to make that to 618?
Yeah, that's higher, right?
So now it's going to go from 2 down to 1.
And then that high spot up on top, what was the elevation for the high spot on the right-hand side?
This one here?
No, on the other side, yeah. What is that elevation?
All right, so
Oh,
now
so that's
that
2
one,
inches.
well, right now it's flat. So right now this is tied to the edge. And we haven't set that one yet. You want to make it higher, lower, flat?
No, that's flat is fine.
Okay, so that's what that is.
So 618, we're gonna say 17. And then as we move to the next one down on the right-hand side.
6.8.
But it's,
So
yeah,
that'll flow down.
yeah, that's like a 3-inch drop. Okay, good. That's good.
All right, so this will go this way, but I'll also try to go around that way.
Oh, that doesn't matter. It's just gonna wind up, it'll just run,
Yeah, now this,
right?
yeah, so this is 1605, so that's fine. All right, so now when we set this one to those, and then we're going to smooth out what we have. So we'll say, okay. And I want to go 2D to 3D by screen entities again. We'll keep the existing. So we can go back to it later if we need it. And we're going to set them to this, this, and this. Okay, so now it's done. And if we look at that with my elevation editor, I've got this point. All right, so those are, you see the 3 red points? Those are our
Yeah.
set elevations.
I got it.
Yeah, so down in here now, at that point, that is what, 72?
And 72 is where?
Can you see the little dot showing up over there? Let me see if I can change the size of that.
I mean, I see the dot, I just don't see the,
Yeah,
and it's filled in? Is it like hatched solid?
Yeah, it's colored solid, but what I want to do is let's make our,
Oh, the border grip. Okay. Oh, I see.
so now we can see it a little bigger. So if we want to look at, say,
Right, like there.
point right there, right there, that's this point number 79. So
So what is the distance?
coming into it from here around to here, it's going down at and you can see it right here in the profile, it's coming down at a 0.13%.
Yeah, that's no good.
And then that keeps coming around till we get to our next control point, which is right there. See, that's even lower. So we need to go back to this point and make it lower than that point.
Right. So if we went like 2% down from that
From there
618,
to here, yeah. So if
and
we
what is
go-
that length? Can you tell the length?
not in this editor. But if I
Well,
do,
you have that tab. It says up there, it says elevation, position, offset, distance. What does that mean, distance, that little tab?
well, okay, that reads you the distance of each of those segments.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Could we
So
get the length of that arc? I mean,
that's not an arc, it's just little bitty
oh,
segments.
oh,
Yeah. All right, so if we make that, if we take that line, which is whatever line I'm highlighted on here, I can't see where I am.
like 72 or something?
Oh, I unchecked it. Let's see, let's make that point right there. There we go, 79. So if we lock that in place. All right, so now it goes from here all the way around to here at that negative 0.13%. It's nearly flat,
Well, it is flat, yeah.
but we want that to be lower than just flat around there. So we're going to set that point, and then we're going to reverse our direction so that we can come from this point into that point, which is right here. So coming into that point from its predecessor, which was right here, it's climbing 0.13%. So we don't want that. We want to drop that down. Let's just put it at -1%.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that goes -1%, and then it starts to climb back up.
And then it climbs back up.
0.7. All right. So that's that one. Now let's see what else we've got over here. We've got this point, which is this point, and it's this point. So that point is there.
So from the left, we went and arced to point number, right, to the 617.
So that
Yeah.
point number 138. So that was set at that. where we
Right.
elevation. Now, we also set this elevation here.
That's fixed, yeah.
Yeah, so but that point is here. Here, rather, it's right there.
I mean, not for nothing, but you could pretty much from point 138 to 41, being that those are like basically balls level, if you could like split that curve on the top where it would be, right, 1% one way, 1% from the other, is that?
Yeah, we can do that. So let's go back and find our point here, which was that point right there, 60.
Oh, that's 0.67, okay.
All right, so I'm going to uncheck that one. So now I've got 618.05, 618.67. So this
What,
point here is,
so if we came, Kenny, from the face of this building, the 24 feet down 2%, what would that number be?
well,
Maybe that might be the way to go. And whatever that slope is,
let's set it to right there. All right, so right now, 1810 to 1810, right now it's level. But if we want to set that,
and what would that elevation be if we
right,
came
right
down?
now it's level. So if we put it in our editor and we edit this and we go down to,
If we went down like 2%,
all right, so that's now set that point at 17,609. Now,
oh,
so now when we set, now when we edit this, we want to put that point, we'll make a control point, and we'll set its elevation to the same elevation as this. Okay. So that's coming down at 1.1 and coming up at 1 point, or it's coming down at 1.134, coming up at 1.171. So
that's
there,
almost like splitting, right?
yeah,
I think that's a nice, nice compromise.
yeah. So now up here, from
Oh,
here,
so from 81, oh,
well, from here to here is this basic flat part here.
right, right.
And then we go to,
So then number 80.80 is the low spot.
yeah,
Perfect, right?
now, yeah, so 41.
Yeah, because then we can still maintain 1% wrapping around, 1% wrapping around.
Yeah, so there's to there.
So on your editor, what does it say? 0.011? What?
0.116, but that's between this point and this point. Because see, right now, we went from here to here and sort of split the difference and set that. But we're also sitting at a point back here.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Now that point there,
Now that point's
and we want that
also,
low point to be,
see, that's lower than both of, well, that's a little bit lower than this high point. That's good. Down there's the point in the front.
so we
And
need to
then-
now have a low point on the bottom of that island.
Yeah. So this point needs to, we need to make sure that's below 618.
Right.
So, but if we uncheck that,
Yes, let's uncheck that.
check that.
Oh, maybe we could like split it, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna go from the 618.2 to 618.1, so 618. So if we put a point right here. let's
And go down like 5 inches, 4 inches.
Well, let's just set that point as a control point. And coming into that now from its predecessor, which is coming into it right from up here.
Right, that was like 5 inches.
So right now it's at minus 0.173%. So if we push that down, let's just say, make it a 1% drop.
Well, if we went down to like 1 to 6, 17, 6.
All right, so that's a 1%, a minus 1.6% down.
one way,
And it's a 1.4 this other way.
the other way.
So that should work pretty nicely. Here's our low point one. There's the low point we're sitting at here.
Right.
Over
So
here.
it's just gonna run down and then head towards the road.
Yeah, so I've got the high point to a low point, high point to a low point. So that's the way that's gonna look. Now, this is all exaggerated.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
let's
that's
look
fine.
So let's look at it in context
Yes.
and see what it looks like without being exaggerated. It's gonna look like, oh crap, what did I do there?
What did you do, Ken?
That crossing line, I must have snapped to the wrong thing. Let's see. This elevation, 61810. How, oh man, that got nailed. That needs to be. Oh, man. All right, so that's 61613. And that is 61761. So that needs to change.
Okay.
That's all right. So now we'll,
And that's down 2% from there.
no, because I had it snapped to the wrong
Oh.
thing. So if I take a look at this, there's 1 to 2, and it climbed, right now it climbs up 5.966.
Well, that's no good.
No, so I want to
No.
make that minus 2%.
Yeah, that's gotta come down.
So now that's got to be 615. So I'll say, okay, so now we've set that one.
All right, that's fine.
And now we'll set this one.
So what does that make that number on the island?
All right, so that makes it a 6% wrap down to here and a 5.3 down to there.
Oh,
Okay, so that's why maybe we make this one instead of 2%, maybe we don't make it quite so steep. Let's just make that instead of 2%, let's make it a 5 or a 1%. Whoops,
right.
let me cancel and no. And let's now get that back. So instead of -2, like let's make it minus 0.75. So it'll shed water. It's not a full 2%, but that's okay. And then we'll set this one.
Oh, so 6. Oh, that gets changed now. That's 617.
Yeah. So now it's 5.3 and 4.6. So that's a little better.
So it is going to be a 2-foot drop from the high spot. 2 foot.
Yeah, well, that's what, if we set this one level. Because if you set this one lower all the way around, so it doesn't drop so fast, then it's gonna, the water's gonna run over and hit here, which that'd be all right, I guess.
So the end of that wall.
All right, so let's go back and look again. There we go. So now the walls are going to come down, hit there. This has got a high point in it right here. A high point in it over here.
Yeah,
and it sheds everywhere else.
yep, yep.
Okay, so
So that high spot that's on that curb, uh, on that island right there, we got to put then some kind of a vertical curve, right? Because on the bottom, it transitions to like 1.5%, right? Like this over here.
yeah, hang on a second, let me turn this back off. Okay. So,
So the transition then, this is going to be going down at, right? What is this?
yeah, let's set your,
It's going to be a 2-foot drop.
hang on a second, let me get those grips small again. Display. User preferences. There's a grip. Yeah, set this down. All right. All right, so now we've got from the high point around, we're going down at 5.3% to that low spot in there.
Yeah.
We're climbing up at 4.66 to the high point here. Then we're coming back down at 1.7. And then still at 1.7 to that low spot and 1.4 to that low spot. Okay.
So could we put like some kind of a vertical curve in between these two things, but still maintain that fixed elevation to kind of,
Well, we can do it the same way we've been doing this other stuff. I mean, but
yeah.
but I mean, take a look at it here vertically. Do you,
How does that look to you?
I mean, that looks to me like, they got a little bit of a kink right there. We could smooth that out.
Well, there too, because the angles are coming together. We got to put some kind of a vertical curve in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need like 3 vertical curves in there.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's a low spot in the
1,
middle.
2, 3, 4. Yes, you're right.
There's a low spot down here too. So we got the high point, low point, low point. And so let's see the best. Let's see here. I think our best approach, Pete, is let's put some control spots around either side of this. So if I come from there straight down to here, in fact, I think that point there, I'm going to make that a little bit lower, just, yeah, there we go.
Oh,
And
that's
that-
a nice, yeah, that's a nice compromise.
Yeah, so I'm gonna come here and set a control point here. And I'm gonna come over here and set a control point here. And so now to smooth that out, it's 173. So 173 down to there. So I need to make this a little lower. See. Where am I? One. Can't read those numbers. That's 11, 20, and 31. Okay. So if I reverse the direction and then sit here, coming into that from up here is 173.
Yeah.
So if I come into that a little steeper, just go 2. And then it flattens out to that. And then goes to that at 103. And then I'm going to go up to the next point. Instead of 2, I'll be at 1.5.
So what we're trying to avoid vertical curves, or?
No, I got to put it in a road editor. I've got to build a center line and then do all that. And I can't, I mean, we
Right,
can
right.
do that, but this is, we're just, don't get hung up on this exaggeration. If
No, I'm just,
you look at this,
I gotta watch what you're doing.
see that right there is what you got. Okay.
Right.
But I'm going to put it back on just so we can see them correctly. All right, so 1.5 into there. All right, so I've sort of mimicked a little vertical curve through this part in here. See how it looks sort of smoothed in there?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to go back to this point, which is not that one, but that one. And it's coming from that direction. So if I set these two as control points. So I got a point here, and a point here. And it comes across a little bit. All right, so if I'm in there, so if I set that and set that. So 5.8, which way am I coming? I'm coming from the top down to there. So let's reverse. Let's find this point again. There's the upper part. So now from here, to here, I want to come push out of it. So that comes into that at 2%, but it's coming. It's 5.1. So this point be a little high. Set a point right in there. And set a point right in there. Okay, so now that point I'll release. That point I'll
How
release.
many poles are in a rod?
There's that. I got. All right, yeah, -5. And let's set that to be 1. Okay. So that's good. That's good. Now we need to come around to the front spot here. And we need to set a control point back here. And back here. All right. Now we're there. 615.94. Can't make that. Need to bring these down. Goes down a little bit. And then okay. Now where is this point? There's that point. Set a control point here.
Right, I mean, that's 5% that's going towards the house.
Set a point there. Hang on a second. So 616, 618. All right, now let's see what that looks like. And if we don't see any visible humps, then we'll model it and see what the water does.
It was
Okay.
good, right? There's no dragging this, there's no,
Yep. Now, what I do need to do is to put these guys back on there because they'll form part of the surface. Same thing with this. Right now. Everything ties. All right, let's model that and check our runoff. First, we'll take a quick peek at the surface, make sure we don't have any goofs. And I can see a couple of potentials. Let me take a look at the line work for some context. All right, so right now you see there's that high spot where it starts to shed.
yep.
Now there's going to be a low spot there, but it'll flow that way. And we can smooth this triangle out here. We just need to put some break lines across it.
Yeah, but that contour for that low spot, that's still above the other contours that are drifting down the driveway.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, so now we check the runoff. All right, go back and double check there. We're good. Now, here's the truth. All right, so that's dropping and then coming back out there. So that's too low. Same thing. So that well, no, not necessarily.
No, that's
That could go there and still just shed there. So this is going to hit here and spill that way. So that's great there.
right,
That goes straight across when we have the curbs in.
right.
And that runs around there. That's good.
There you go.
There, that goes to there. That's a little bit of a problem in there. We got that low crease and it's hitting over here and then coming back.
Well, what can we
Oh.
really do about that?
Well, we can, I'll show you.
I gotta tell you, that's a pretty amazing tool.
Yeah,
It just takes the absolute path of least resistance elevation wise and generates that runoff lump.
yep, sure does. All right, I'm just going to draw that there, and now I'm going to rotate from there with a copy. And then we're going to draw a couple across this way. Those from say back. Here, copy. Okay. Ah. There we go. All right, now we set those up. Let's do one from here to here. And then one from the middle back to there. And if we raise this, that elevation and that elevation. See what we got here. That's what I thought. Still have that boundary, yep. All right, so let's go back to. All right, there we go to that. And this one we can take to there. And now we need a 3D. A screen, take this one, and these three. And we'll choose this, this, this. Let's make sure everything's elevated correctly.
What?
I say we're going to make sure everything is now elevated correctly. I've got a miss right there. So this needs to go. And now take one more pass. All right. I turn the border back on. There's surface.
Oh my God, one edge.
No problem if I bring that. What do we have here? We've got 616. What is this? This is at 615.65. Yeah, all right. So this one needs to go to there. All right. All right. Checking that runoff. If it rains here, it goes there. If it rains here, it goes here and across. That's okay. That's okay. That goes down. That goes down. If it rains here, it comes down and around. If it rains here, it goes down and around. The curb will fix that. That goes all the way down. But let's come back to here. Put air water out here. Got it out of whack a little bit.
What?
Got the pick out of whack a little bit. All right, so everything is just a little bit here, just a little bit in there.
Well, that might, I mean, you know.
They'll blend that. So,
And if we go from that apron area by the garage and the wall, yeah, like in those deep corners there, up against the building, like lower down. Right, if we get up against that wall, that just all goes.
yep.
Yep.
And everything down here. That's it, all comes down to there. Okay, I think we got it.
Come on, don't lie to me. You're lying to me, I know it.
Got it, we got it. And now I'm going to,
Oh, so now we could put the curbing on.
yeah,
Yeah. I know you love to put curbing on.
well, you'll see what it does.
Oh, no, absolutely. No, I'm a firm believer.
Because when we put that in, it's going to change that drainage around that island for us. All right, so 0.05, 0.5. This, there. Do it again in 0.35 and 0.
Yeah, and I wanted to play golf today. You imagine?
Ah, those crazy people. All right, so that's curved all the way down to the road.
Right, we just put a couple of stones there.
And so we're gonna go from there. There. $35, $85, $85, good, all right. And we're connected there. And next we're going to do 0.05, 0.5. Repeat at 0.35 and 0. Okay, now this is no longer valid.
What's that?
That line was no longer valid because we
Oh,
had-
I see.
so if I close this off here to here to here. So that hole's closed. This will be closed all the way around. It closes down to there. Closes around. I gotta fix this right here. If I edit this and I add a vertex. If I edit this now, if I create a vertex there and I create a vertex there. Now, I select this. I'm going to change that point's elevation to be exactly that. Same thing here. Change its elevation to be exactly that. Okay, now we should be in good shape to shrink wrap. And grab all of that. Remove that. Remove that. Remove those. Oh, crap. All right, I've got to fix these. Let me take a look at that little intersection first of all, just to make sure. Okay, it's in good shape. But I've got a little bit of a gap somewhere, so let's take this, this, so then this.
Yeah, those guys must be on that ferry boat by now. How long is that ferry boat ride from Cape May to Lewes, Delaware? You know?
I have no idea.
No idea. Well, there's an honest answer for you.
Yeah.
No idea.
All right, so that now should be a closed figure. Wow, it's still coming across there and not going around the corner. Something about that. That's one. That's one. That's one.
Yeah, he just loves to see the curvy.
That's one. All right. That is, there's 4 in there. Let's see, we've got 3 3Ds. Okay. 3 3Ds. Don't really need that. Yeah, see, that goes all the way down. All right. Bounded line work only. What the? time here. Take out that, take out that. Take out that. Take out that. And those I want to leave in. I want to get rid of those. And actually I can get rid of that. And let's make sure we grab that. Finally. Okay. Okay, we built their surface. We'll take a peek at it. Just to make sure. Looks. Yeah, we got a little bit of a hop in there. Looks like it jumped. Yeah, it did. It jumped past that. So this I must have two. It just shows me as one. Yeah. But it's jumping the curb at that point. Sixteen, 13. 13. Right, that should be good to go. Try it again. Densify brake lines every 5 feet. And there's something it's picking up. I see. Okay. All right, so that's now set to that. Oops. That's now set to that.
What?
I'm just talking to myself.
All right.
There we go. And there's the wall that drops to that. That looks good. Looks good, looks good. Looks real good. Now we check our runoff one last time and then
Yeah.
so we come up here, we drop some rain. It goes down to the low spot there. Goes down there, goes down there. Goes down there. Oh. Okay, now rebuild it. That's what I was looking to see. Get those curbs. All right. Now, one off. There, wraps to the low spot. There's that.
Looks good. Oh, yeah.
Good. And then see it now. Remember how I used to cut across?
Oh, yeah. What?
Remember how I used to cut across the island?
Yeah.
Now we got the curbs up there, so now it's
Oh, yeah.
doing what it needs to do. Run all the way down there. Okay. There you go. Now. Freeze off your boundary.
So the top of those curbings, these are now so the top of that 3D, the top of the curbing running along the left side, that's all one continuous 3D polyline.
From there to there.
Right?
Yep. And this one, or now that one is just there. So if
Well,
we join those two together, it would go.
If we
all-
could attach that, yeah, yeah.
So we'll do that. We will join nearest.
So just for argument's sake now, I'm gonna load this DFX into my collector. And on the collector is the option to stake out, for like a 3D polyline.
Yep.
I guess my question is, being that 3D polyline that we're highlighting right now is like 5/10 off of where the actual face is,
Yeah.
could we like offset that front face like a millionth of a foot or something, where I know it cannot be vertically directly above it. I know
Oh,
that.
we've already done that. Here's the top, and then down here's the face.
And how far is that top off of?
500. It's just half a tenth. back.
Oh, 500s. Oh, done. Okay, okay. No, I'm just, that's fine.
No, that's exactly right. Because if you look at,
All right.
we'll do a quick profile from screen. See, there you
Yeah.
go. Those are your tops, and you can see they're leaned back just a skosh.
And that's leaning back 500ths of a foot.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, if I put no exaggeration on it, it's going to look like that.
So 500ths of a foot is, 500ths of a foot. What is that?
Half a tenth.
That's
about
like that's like over half an inch.
3/4 inch or so.
Could we like offset that like 100th of a foot?
Yeah.
Because right now it's recessed back from the actual face of the curbing over a half an inch.
Okay, so
Right? So when I want to go out there and stake that out, I want to be able to stake out not only the horizontal line, which is,
well, that's this line. That's the horizontal, is the face of the pavement.
right. But
And
I'm
up
going to
here,
need to
vertical line.
associate that line with the top of the curbing. We're going to be staking out the horizontal face and give them a mark for the top of the curbing. Being that top of the curbing is recessed back from the face of that line over half an inch, could we get that closer? I don't know if there's a tolerance from.
Yeah, you can. I'm struggling to see what your need for that is, because are you going to stake the back of the curb?
No,
All right, so
no, because the back of the curb, these fucking curbs, some of them are 4 inches thick and some of them are 3.5. We're going to be staking out the face of the curbing
yeah,
and giving them a mark on the lat where the top of the curbing is going to be.
yeah. Okay, there's a couple of ways we can do that. We can do it by, if you stake out, that front line there,
Yeah,
that's what you're going to stake, and then you're going to read the elevation, just add a half a foot. Or if you want to push this one over closer to it, we can do that.
yeah, that's the fantasy.
Okay, so let's,
So if that's offset 500ths, could you offset it back like
you can
400?
offset it like 1,000th if you want. It doesn't matter.
That's fine. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
So,
if that's
all right,
what we
so-
have to do,
yeah. So I'm going to take the whole thing here,
and offset it.
with all of those dudes, and delete them. And I'm going to do a 3D offset. So now instead of, Let's just do point, you just want 100th?
100th would be good. Even half 100. Like I say, I don't know what the if there is some tolerance off of vertical.
Hang on, I can't see it because darn thing. Okay, now. All right, so right there it is.
Right. Could you do the same thing and
Yep.
just connect
Do
the
it all
top
the
of
way
that
down.
line?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
just connect this that top of that line. And then the same thing, I guess, right, I'll just be able to then, because we'll have the wall, I just have to be able to run along that poly line. Not the elevation for the top of the wall, but
all right, so there's that one.
and that's like a half 100.
Yep.
And the vertical offset is what, like 35 or
foot.
38?
No, half a foot, 0.5.
Half a foot reveal we do not want.
Oh, jeez. All
I
right.
know, I mean, you know, we've been doing it like 0.38 all
No,
along.
that was the horizontal. I went 0.05 and then 0.35.
Oh, beautiful. That was my question.
But that was the horizontal. I still went vertically.
Vertically 0.35.
No, 0.5. So how high do you want your curbs?
4 inches.
Which, okay. All right, so let me get rid of all of my curb lines and redo them.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing. I mean, I
Oh,
know you
those
went
were-
hard.
No, those were horizontal offsets. 0.05 and 0.35 makes 0.4. So I was a 0.4 foot curb across the top.
Oh, I see. I see.
All right, so now that I've got all those done, we've got the face of pavement out here. Let me get rid of this little dude. And we'll come up here and get rid of this little dude. If there is one, he's gone. We'll come up here and get rid of this little dude. He's gone. All right, now tell me the dimensions of your curb.
Make the curbing come up 4/10 of a foot.
So it's 4/10 high.
4/10 high.
All right, so there's half a hundredth,
Setback, right?
4/10 high.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we'll take this guy, go here. This guy, and go here.
And the island.
Thank you. I would have forgotten.
I got you back, Ken.
And make sure we've only got 2 here. Yep, good. All right. So now
Right.
offset 3D. Same dimensions. Take this, take that, and go there. Okay. Now, how horizontally, how wide is that curb?
I don't know. I mean, a cobblestone reality is probably like 3500ths, 3, 4, 5, 4.5
Right.
inches.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this outermost or innermost line.
Right.
So, and that'll just be for visual purposes. You're not-
Sure.
You're not gonna stake that line, you're gonna stake that
Right.
line.
We're going to be staking the face of the curb. The face of the curb, the coordinate that I'm going to be loading in is going to be the face of the curbing at the top of the curbing elevation.
Yeah, all right.
But I did see I could generate a Dixfin file and bring that into my collector and then basically just stake out to a 3D polyline.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to grab the quick smoke, all right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
all right.
And And then I need some kind of a 3D polyline for that, staking out that wall, the face of it. Although that I could just use because we're not staking out the top, it's just the bottom.
It's going on Zoom. All right. No longer need that. Yeah, just grab that. Just grab the line you're going to stake, because you're going to stake what, that?
Yeah, could you also give me a 2-foot offset from the face of that wall, like in 2D? Yeah, offset that back 2 foot.
2 foot to here?
Well, wherever 2 foot is.
All right, so, but from that curved
From
wall,
there back towards the house, 2 foot
yeah, let me,
in a 2D line.
yeah, let me. Reset some of this stuff. And then we'll take this one, we're just gonna offset, oops, 2 feet. And we don't have that, what was that 2D line? And we've got the arc. And the rest of that I don't see. The rest of that's missing, so
Yeah, we just gotta set back that face of that wall 2 feet back from its face, because I gotta stake out the back of the footing.
okay.
Oh, not 2 feet. What is it? No, 2 feet is too much. It's gonna be 5 inches of stone. It's gonna be 8 inches of block. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's not 2 feet, it's 1.55.
All right,
Yeah, if we could set a line, offset 1.55, and that's gonna be the back of the 24-inch footing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is now your wall in 2D. And what was your distance? 155? Yeah, you with me?
That's 155.
Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah, that should be the back of the footing.
Yep.
And
So,
then,
yeah, now when you so see what we did when we first built it, see that's our 3D wall line.
yeah,
That essentially that same line there.
right.
You know, that's, so we set that back. Apparently you gave me the right distances or it just lucked out. So those are your 2D lines.
Perfect, perfect.
All right.
All right. What else?
I'm gonna save that. Well, I'm gonna need to wrap it up soon here because I've got a rehearsal to get to, is all, but
Yeah, yeah.
I think we're golden. You've got your road, you've got all this stuff, you've got those edges.
Yeah, man.
Just remember when you zoom in, you're gonna stake those out, that you've got, you know, zoom in really, what do we got here? Always get the back one from this one. Now, this line here, the middle one, is not going to necessarily always match up with that one. But
What is that blue line?
that blue line is the 2D line of that island.
Is the
And
what?
it's the two-dimensional line that's a true arc.
Oh, you could just erase that.
See there, well, I wanted to keep it, but all right. So I mean,
All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna save this drawing. I'm gonna make a copy of this. I'm going to erase, you know, like the back of the curbing, the back of the wall. So when I bring this thing into my data collector, what I'm gonna be looking at is a 3D polyline, 500ths behind
yeah, you're just
the
gonna
actual face of the
grab that
curb.
one right there. Yep,
All right. So
not 500ths, but half a hundredth.
a half a hundred. So
Yeah.
let me just kind of, okay, so
Go
let
ahead,
me just do that. Just bear with me. So we're just gonna save this drawing, Steve,
Ken, but that's all right.
right? And now I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna save this as something else,
All
right?
right. Yep,
I could do that. All right, so we're gonna say,
call it.
I don't know,
takedown.
KJD, final layout.
Yeah.
Well, that's all, I got that thing all backwards. We're gonna say KJD. Final layout, and today's the 15th.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna save this.
Alrighty.
So at this point, this line I can erase.
Yep.
This line I can erase,
Yep.
right? And that's the
Yeah.
curbing all along that line. So that line now is basically the face of the curb, top of the curb.
Yeah. So you want to erase the inside one. The pavement
What's that?
side, the pavement side is the one you want to erase, which is what you did.
Right. So here we're going to be erasing. Right, there's the curb. Erase this,
Yeah,
whatever this is,
that was a 2D.
and this.
Yeah. Now, if you don't need that 2D line, go ahead and get rid of that too, so it's not in your way.
Right. Oh, so if I took that blue line out, this is the top of the curb?
No, that's still the pavement. Go ahead and choose that pavement.
Oh, yes, 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 that's still the pavement. So if there's the pavement, we're gonna be erasing this. And erasing this. Right?
Yeah, I think. it
This
was-
white line we don't need. And all we have now is the actual between me and you is the face with an elevation at the top of the curb.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
And this wall, this top of this wall I'm taking out of here,
okay.
this,
There's the back of the wall.
here's the back of the wall.
Now you got the face of the wall in there. That's the elevation of it.
That's the elevation of it. Oh, so this actual yellow line, Stephen,
Yeah,
Kenny,
that's the 2D.
that can go.
Okay,
That can go. And that is 1.55 recessed back.
yeah,
I can just pick this poly line. And
yeah,
if I wanted to join these two poly lines, this
yeah,
to this,
yeah.
what do? I go PE.
No,
We need to join those two. So I could pick the one line.
well, let me take a check on something here. That's 15
Oh, because they are at different elevations. That's
well,
fine. That's fine. No,
potentially,
we
let's
can leave it just like that.
That's 1558. And that's at 98. See, there's
Right.
your,
No, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so there you go. Now, we had in here somewhere, there was a couple of little, like these little join, where I tied. Now this is just a line we use to set grade.
Right. Right.
Okay, so in fact, let me,
So we can erase that.
all right.
And we can erase those other
all of this
lines.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
And now down here, we've got these little tag
That's
ins.
fine.
where
That's
I
fine. That's
tied
fine.
those off.
Right.
And we should do the same thing in
No, that looks good, man.
here. Maybe everything's gone out of that. Now what is, oh, that's your property line there.
Right, right, right.
Okay,
So I could literally pick out now, I could just bring this into my drawing.
yep,
This two can go.
yep,
Uh, this can go as well.
yep.
And what is this other line in there? Oh, that's the front face of the building.
Well, wait a minute, I don't know, are there two in there? Let's see.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, one I think was the proposed building.
Yeah, we've got two in there, so if we select it, if you just
I could just window it.
if you just pick on it and choose that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, so and then you can, there you go. Now make sure that's just one. It looks like there might still be another piece in there.
There's that one there. Yep, yep. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, so there you go. Now you can do that.
Right. And elevation wise for this catch basin is,
It's set. 6/12/25.
6/12. Let me just change that text. 6/12/25.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say 6/12/25.
Okay,
And this is fixed here.
yep,
And this over here, tickety tick.
now, so that one, yeah, so that one has
That one's gonna wind up getting lost.
well, maybe, let's see, what is it? It is 6/14 and you're at 6/15, so
Right, no, that's gonna wind up getting paved over or something, you know.
mean,
That's,
yeah, I mean, you could, if you wanted to go to the effort of putting a grade riser or something on top of it, you could. But
oh, yeah, yeah, that's an interesting, yeah, you know what, that's not a bad idea, Steve.
Yeah.
Ken.
Yep, so,
All right.
so that is, right now it is sitting at, by design, we had it at 6/14. Yeah, 6/14/04,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
whatever you need to adjust that to hit the finished grade in there, you can do that after they pave, after they grade around it, you can figure out, because right in here, you're at 6/15/5. And down here, you're at 6/14/7.
Right, right,
So, maybe you leave it
right,
as
right.
it is, and you just warp your way into it.
You bet, you bet.
All right. So,
Brother, I owe you a ribeye dinner or something.
well, I'll tell you what, don't tempt me too much.
Well, listen, I know you said you're gonna be heading down to the water gap, that sort of thing, and I don't know if you want to kind of, meet me face to face, but if
Sure.
you do,
Get a chance, yeah, because I've got to set that vacation up.
do you have my do you have my telephone number?
As far as I know, let me double check.
Because I wouldn't mind getting your cell number if, once I get the video, I'm gonna try, I don't have the time, I got, well, things, but
Yeah, let's see. Oops, I had it here a minute ago. Let's see, Pete H. I've got 804-8423.
804-8423, that's correct.
Yep, all righty.
And could I get your number,
Yeah,
Ken?
sure. Well, mine's always in all of my emails.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, but if you want to,
Done, okay,
yeah. Okay,
all right.
now, that should get you there. Oh, one last little bit
What?
that we didn't check to see, because you're not really doing the we didn't compute a surface other than just to the pavement. And we don't need to. I just want to show what it's going to look like so you can see it.
Well,
So
I tell you what, why don't
see
we just save this drawing and go back to your original?
we did. So let's go back to now open. Except I can't see. Load up that drawing we just had in there.
Yes, yes. Let me just kind of like super save this. Let me just, oh,
Okay.
I see. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, and we're just gonna close that. And
Alright.
this is our working drawing. Yep, yep.
Okay. So now what we did,
Yeah, so how would we compare now between the,
well,
between the existing, right? I mean, we have it
So-
all
yeah,
defined,
so we're
surface to
gonna take this
surface.
back, we're gonna take this back, we're gonna go down to the existing grade. And let's just try 2-to-1 side slopes for now. We'll go out here. And we'll say no. All right, so that's gonna be, you know, a little bit of fill in there. You see the fill around the pad.
Right, right.
We'll do the same deal on this side. Oops. And let's see what a 2-to-1 looks like. Also keeping in mind that that existing ground is not necessarily perfect.
Right, right.
All right, so that's gonna be like in there. And so what we'll do is we'll take a look at the existing ground. And then we're gonna add in those. See, all we did with that command was just bring in the line work,
I see.
grade the line. work.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right, so now let me turn off the contours for a minute. All right, so that's what it would look like right there. And see up here, now you're gonna see you're cutting this down on this upper bank.
So this ridge line that's in front of that island over there, what the hell is that?
This bit around here,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just whatever came from your survey stuff.
Oh, that's the existing.
Yeah, it's existing.
That's the
Yeah.
existing versus our theoretical surface.
Yeah, and then there's that tree in the middle, you see, so it's.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
So now you can protect that tree and just blend it down to the curb line, so your island's got a little high spot. You don't have to cut your tree down.
No. That's something between, that's like my son's wife's tree. We're not talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, so that right there is what it would look like. Now, while that's sitting like that,
so now to compare this surface versus the other surface, is there like a cut and fill kind of a report that,
yeah, we'd have to incorporate these cut and fill banks out here into our finished surface.
well,
Could
how
compare.
about like minus those banks? You could take those banks out of there. I'm not even interested in that. I'm just kind of more concerned with the actual footprint of the driveway.
Well, I mean, what is it that you like you want to see what the amount of cut and
I
fill?
want to see how many truckloads of item 4 I would have to bring in.
Well, so what we've got a finished grade surface, which is pavement to pavement, okay?
Right.
These cut banks are just drawn. They're not part of a surface anywhere.
Oh,
And
good.
Then
Okay.
we've got the existing ground, so we could, now here's the problem, because when we go to compute the cut and fill, now we need to we'll leave this. We need to
We
leave
got to
this
take
part out of it,
yeah.
because you're gonna leave stuff in there. All right.
And if we were to drop that pavement surface now 2 inches for a 2-inch layer of asphalt, I guess that's probably more realistic.
Yeah,
But we have the square footage. I could just multiply that to get the volume and subtract.
well, yeah, but I mean, you're gonna be cutting out some that exists, and then you're gonna be piling on top of some of the others, so you don't really know. You know, So right now, I don't, like, how much number 4 do you got in there now?
Yeah, I mean, some places it's a foot, some places it's 2, some places it's 4 inches.
Well, so there's no way to know how much stone you're gonna need, because you can use some of that over again. So there's
Well,
no,
I mean, all of that aside, you know, with these
Right.
2 mathematical models now, can you
Yeah.
like put one against the other?
yeah, yeah. So what we could do there then is I'm gonna
I
come
mean,
in.
I don't know how involved that
Yeah.
all is, and
No, that's it. So I'm gonna isolate that. And I think that's,
you know, one question's gonna come to mind, how much material you gotta get, you know, how much you're taking out of here, and I'm like, look, you know what? If it's a couple of yards or maybe it's a wash, I don't really know. I'm kind of curious how that, you know, we've done like value comparisons and, you know, you created, when you put that platform, that pad, you know, during our training session last week.
Yeah.
You know, you came up with, well, like a borrow count. I forgot what you
yeah,
called
yeah,
that.
yeah, we can do that now. So we got the finished grade. Now that's the pavement,
Yeah,
existing grade now. Of course, we're not gonna have the
no. I'm just
curb part.
interested.
So
Right,
just
right.
the pavement to the finished grade. I mean, compared to the existing grade. Now we're gonna go up here to surface. And we're gonna load in that finished grade,
Right.
right? So there it is. Um, and then we're going to drop it. So we're gonna subtract. How much you want to subtract for your stone? How thick is your stone you want to drop it?
Well, I mean, so I mean, the finished grade is gonna have 2 inches worth
2 inches of
blacktop,
asphalt?
of
Yeah,
asphalt, right?
and then, so now you're at the top of the stone. Are you gonna grade down another 4 inches to get your stone bed placed or what?
Well, I mean, we're gonna grade down to where the bottom of that 2 inch layer of asphalt's gonna be.
So you're not
You
putting
know,
anything under the asphalt?
what?
You're not putting anything under the asphalt?
Well, there's all sorts of item 4 and, you know, shale and I mean, we just have to kind of like regrade a little bit. If I have to get more material in, we're gonna be doing that.
Okay, so
But there is an existing gravel item 4 driveway now that we're gonna be paving over.
yeah, so you're just, with this, if you just drop it 2 inches, you're really just getting the volume of the asphalt.
Right.
You're not, so that's not gonna tell you anything about your item 4, right?
Okay.
Unless you,
So if I wanted to compare one surface to the other right now,
yeah,
I would be comparing the actual surface, the finished final grade surface,
top of the asphalt.
to the existing conditions in the field today.
Yeah.
And what would that magic number be?
All right, that magic number would be, well, let's go out of this. We're gonna look at the existing ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at the final grade. Now we have the exclusion. I want to take out this area in here. Okay,
Oh, I see. Right,
yeah,
right,
so I'm
right.
doing that. So now there's that. No shrink, no swell. We're just going to get a volume. Say, okay, so you're going to cut 174 yards and you need to fill 64 yards. So you're,
So we have to get rid of 110 yards worth of material.
yeah, right there.
All right, let me just print this out if I could.
Now that's just to
Oh, but this
the top of
includes,
the asphalt, okay?
this is just to the top of the asphalt.
Yeah.
And the island is out?
And the island's out, yeah. Because we're gonna assume, you know, I mean, so you're gonna be cutting, you know, maybe a little bit more than 110. So let's say we took 120 yards out. That's what, 15 truckloads or so?
15 truckloads of material?
And they're 8 yards in a truckload? I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, there's plenty of room in the backyard. We're gonna fill it in here, fill in there. You
Yeah.
know what, if that in fact is the case,
So right now it says the elevation change to reach balance is like just 3/10 of a foot. So if we dropped everything 3/10 of a foot, which is
Yeah.
what, 4 inches,
yeah,
then it balances. Now, keep in mind, you see that export volume, see part of that stuff, you got some fill to do under your parking pad. And so all of that stuff's gonna probably balance itself out.
so this is saying now that if we drop down the theoretical finished asphalt 4 inches,
No, right now we're just to the asphalt.
right,
So if we go down another 4 inches,
then we're gonna be cutting even more.
yeah, if we go down 4 inches, then we're balanced. Okay,
If we go down 4 inches, we're balanced.
this bit right here. All right. The elevation change to reach balance. That means if we took our whole surface and dropped it 0.29 feet or a third of
Right.
a foot, we would have the same cut, the same fill. Okay,
So, I mean, as it stands right now, the fill, we're gonna wind up with, we have to cut out of there 174 yards.
yeah, and
Out
you
of the
got,
174 yards, we're gonna be putting back 64,
correct.
and that's gonna leave us an export volume of 110.
Yeah, but remember those banks where we had the fill areas?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
Drew those 3D banks in, but we didn't include that in the surface.
right.
Okay,
So then that would take away from the 110 yards.
yeah,
And so you're telling me that if we drop this surface 4 inches, you would think that we'd be cutting more.
no, you're cutting, well,
Right? I mean, if we
I'm
go
sorry,
down even,
I'm sorry, it's not drop it 4 inches, it's raise it 4 inches, I'm sorry.
or raise it 4 inches.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we just have to take it, it's the change in elevation of 0.29 feet, so we have to raise it up so that we keep the stuff we're gonna haul away on our site.
All right, let's do that.
We-
Dude,
Well, we
no.
could,
You
We
know what? No. Hey, listen, man.
Yeah.
Kenny, I appreciate the time and your
Oh,
patience.
absolutely, but and listen to, you know, some other considerations here too. Because we have all of those other, you know, the fills and the fills and the cuts around the islands and all those kind of things, those are gonna tweak these numbers considerably. Like, you know, we had like a foot of fill down around the bottom end, you know, you got,
I mean,
room-
not for nothing, there's like an acre and a half of land,
yeah,
there's
so you got room.
plenty, you know what? We're gonna get rid of plenty of it. We're not taking anything off the property.
No, there's no reason, not for that little bit. You know, if you
Right.
got
It's
25,000
not
yards,
right. As you say, like a 20-yard truck, if you got like 6, 7 truckloads and yourself, when they dump them loads down, you say to yourself, that's it,
That's right. That's right.
All right. So I got the report,
All right.
and I'm gonna call up that fella Mike tomorrow and square up.
Mike Sobel, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, right?
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me restore this back. And I'm gonna leave those drawn edges just so you can
Yep,
see.
yep. No, that's grand, man.
Yeah,
That's
there we go.
grand.
Yeah, no, as far as squaring up, he'll need to get to me. I'll have to send him it's just 2 days. But he'll send you an invoice and all that, okay?
Okay,
But just wait on it. There's no need for you to do it quite tomorrow. I'll get it to him. in the
okay.
next day
Well,
or
maybe
two.
tomorrow's a little,
Yeah,
uh,
I'll get it to him in the next couple of days and then
good, good,
get it back to him within 30 days and you're good.
good,
All
good.
right.
All right, Kenny.
All right, my friend. You
Nice meeting you, Ken.
same here. Boy, you talk about an in-depth bit of training. You
Well,
got
it was not only these 2 days, it was like last week, 2 days.